All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the fourth episode of the Thunderbird podcast, where Adon and I today will be breaking down the conference championship games and talking about our prediction for Super Bowl 55. It's been a long time coming. Me and Adon have been talking about the whole NFL season every week, and we finally made it to the Super Bowl, man. I'm excited. And also, I must state for the record, I'm a genius. You guys have been hearing. I predicted the Chiefs Bucks at the very beginning of the playoffs. Sorry, pardon my geniusness. I just had to point that out. Actually, to toot my horn a little bit more, I actually predicted this before the beginning of the season. There's a bracket somewhere lying around in my house in San Diego that I drew up, and it's there. I predicted Chiefs Bucks
You
before the
honestly,
season
I'll give it
started.
to you because you've been predicting this for like the past 5 months. So I'll give it to you. I was surprised that you actually got it right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just thought that the Bucks were a quarterback away from greatness. I mean, they very easily could have been beat at some point in the playoffs, because the Saints were good enough to beat them, so were the Packers. But well, hey, I was right. All they needed was Tom Brady because last year that defense was freaking lights out, and Jameis Winston threw for freaking 5,000 yards, but 30 interceptions will cause you to miss the playoffs. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that was my basis for my prediction was I was like all they need is a quarterback who doesn't throw that many interceptions and they'll at the least make the playoffs. But with Tom Brady, I thought they would go further. And well, let's break down the Buccaneers Packers game. Adon, what do you think?
All right. Well, as you guys know, I predicted the Packers to take this one, and I'm very disappointed because I really wanted to see Rodgers versus Mahomes. But you know what? I'll say this in terms of the game. The Buccaneers played. I mean, not even really the Buccaneers because Bruce Arians he barely even coaches on that team. That offense is all Tom Brady. Let's just
It
be
really
honest.
is.
Like
It
Brady
really
calls
is.
up shots, the audibles, everything. Like Bruce Arians is like just there. But I mean, even like Tom Brady is just clutch to no end, and it's just and the Packers again. It's just like in 2010 when they went on that Super Bowl run. I think everybody and I wasn't watching football like how I watched football like then. But I think everybody would have predicted that the Packers and Aaron Rodgers would be like like they would have won at least 3 Super Bowls because Rodgers was a stud. The Packers they seemed like a well-run organization. And now fast forward to 2021, and the Packers are the 1 seed. You got NFC Championship in Lambeau, which is basically which Rodgers has never and had the opportunity to play in, and they fall short, and they couldn't get the offense going in the first half, and it was just kind of it was disappointing from a football fan to see because I like Aaron Rodgers. I root for the Packers, and the last thing I wanted was to see Brady in the Super Bowl again. But I guess Brady had other plans, and it's insane how Tom Brady has made it back to the Super Bowl. Like it's literally insane. I
In
don't
his
understand.
first year
In
in
his
the
first
NFC.
year in the
And it
NFC.
not only that, but of all seasons, this season with no training camp, no
Yeah.
preseason, no none of that, and
Yeah.
Tom Brady brings the Bucks to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, even if the Bucks don't
Ridiculous.
win the Super Bowl, this season was a extremely high success. Like you made
Oh,
the
for
fucking
sure.
Super Bowl. Like that is insane. And I mean, hats off to the Bucks. They are I mean, Tom Brady talk about elevating a whole organization and changing the culture. I mean, I mean, whether they win or lose, it was just insane how he was able to literally turn a whole franchise around. One player turned a whole franchise around, and hats off to them. And for the pack, I mean, who knows what the future holds for Aaron Rodgers. I feel like on the surface, On the surface, he might say, yeah, things are uncertain, and he may be looming that he wants to leave. I don't really think he wants to leave. I think he wants to at least play out his contract and then try to explore the free, because the Packers are a good team. It's just they're just a few dumb coaching decisions away
Yeah.
from taking it to the guys like Matt LaFleur again. It's like it's this young coach, like it's this young coach kind of what's that thing is complex that they have. It's just like they're just not experienced, and yeah, they can be successful, but I mean, at the end of the day, the experienced coaches are always gonna have like a foot on top, and you saw it today, man. I mean, I was just taken aback by how basically average that the Packers looked, and yeah, man, maybe Jordan Love will start. Who knows? Maybe Aaron Rodgers gets traded to San Francisco. We'll see. I'm just throwing that out there, but
Oh
we'll see,
man.
man. What are your thoughts on this game, man?
So breaking down the game itself, the Bucks defense came to play, man. So I mean, they came to play last week, but it was last week. It was all their DBs and linebackers, all of them. Just forcing picks and fumble recoveries, right? But this week it was the D line. Vita Vey came back off a broken ankle. I think the last time he played was week 5, and he got a bunch of snaps and well, significant. Obviously, that was very important today because I think the Bucks ended up with at least 5. I know 5 sacks, maybe 6, 5 sacks, and this is the game to do it. You know,
Yeah,
pressuring Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers isn't. I mean, he can scramble, but he's like 95% a pocket passer. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um, he sometimes he throws outside of the pocket, but he's not a runner like Mahomes or Lamar, any of the young Josh Allen, so he like I classify Rodgers as a pocket passer, and when you can get to a pocket passer like that and pressure him all night, it's trouble. It's trouble. And I mean, it showed. Aaron Rodgers threw, was it 1 or 2 interceptions? I know one
he
right at the end
got.
of the.
I think he threw one interception. I believe.
Yeah,
I
the
think
other
he had two.
turnover was a fumble recovery.
Yeah, it was a phone from Aaron Jones. Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, and I mean the defense really came out to play today, pressuring Aaron Rodgers, getting to him, and that's what that's what got to him in the first half, and I mean, and the Packers had several opportunities to come back there in the second half. I mean, and they almost did for a second. They brought the lead from the Bucks were winning by 18 points, 28-10, all the way down to a 5-point lead. But the thing is, from there, once they scored that last touchdown, um, every time Tom Brady threw an interception, the Bucks defense covered and would force 3 and outs or maybe only one first down. The Bucks defense covered today, man. And Tom Brady, up until about midway through the third quarter, looked great. Oh my gosh, it's crazy to think he's 43 years old and like his arm strength it's still there. He's
yeah,
he's he threw dude. He had to have thrown almost 10, 20 plus yard passes through the air at almost, yeah, almost 10, and that's at the least. He probably threw like 8 passes that were for over 20 yards through the air. It's ridiculous the things that Tom Brady's doing nowadays. Yeah, up until like midway through the third quarter before he started throwing interceptions, dude, Tom Brady was lights out, man. And yeah, he basically he was, you said it. Tom Brady was basically the coach of this game, coach of most of the season. I feel like for the Bucks, but definitely this game for sure. But the the creativity by the offense, both offenses actually use screenplays a bunch that worked. Um, a couple a couple of them that worked pretty nicely on third downs for the Bucks. That was one thing the Bucks offense was doing really good in the first half, was converting on third downs. I think the first opening drive they converted on 3 third downs, and the last one being a touchdown. So yeah, really well played by the Bucks. The only thing that concerned me is Tom Brady's interceptions at the end there. Because at one point he was 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Then he was 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. The second one wasn't his fault. It went right through Mike Evans' hands. Mike Evans definitely could have caught that ball. But the first and the third one, that was really bad because
Yeah.
both of those he kind of just hucked it up into the air and kind of hoped. The first one was right into double coverage. I was like, Brady, what was that? There's 2 Packers there, and it's not even like you attempted an accurate pass, like to throw in between. He just hucked it up and was like, all right, I hope Godwin gets it. And well, he's not gonna get it on an inaccurate, like just chuck up in the air. And then the third one, I mean, he was pressured. I mean, I get it, but like honestly, in that case, just take an intentional grounding instead of an interception. I mean, obviously intentional grounding sucks and it's not good, but I'd rather my quarterback just toss in the dirt, get an intentional grounding call than he just went, all right, hope Mike Evans gets it. Oh no, I underthrew him because I was just heaving it up there. And Jair Alexander got, his second interception. I was like, dude, I was like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, you can't be doing this against whoever you play. And now that I know they're playing the Chiefs, it's like, dude, you can't, like, after watching the Chiefs Bills game, those mistakes cannot be made against the Chiefs. They cannot. There was also a few drop passes the Bucks got away with today, that fortunately didn't screw them over and, end up causing them lose a game. But the Bucks had several drops today that I was thinking to myself, I was like, cannot happen in the Super Bowl. Cannot happen. And yeah, cannot happen against the Chiefs. Chiefs will take advantage of that.
I mean, we'll see. Just because I mean, at the end of the day, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, you really do see like how Mahomes he kind of reached his like pinnacle very fast. He's arguably he's kind of already like in his prime already, and but like his prime's gonna last for like decades. You know what I
Probably,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And and for the thing because Mahomes, unlike the Buccaneers, or more I should say, like unlike Tom Brady, the Chiefs never really have to be that clutch because they're usually always in the lead no matter what. They just jump off already like stomping on you. But we'll see, man. I mean, you're right. Like the mistakes Brady made at the end. Obviously I was going for the Packers, so it gave me hope. But I mean, like you said, the Bucks defense, they just kept stopping. And like Devontae Adams, he actually still had a great game. He wasn't shut down at all necessarily, but the pass rush just got after Rodgers. Basically, all of the second half, Rodgers was pressured like the entire second half. It felt like, and that's it felt like it kind of stifled like sort of like the comeback that the Packers had going. And the Buccaneers, I mean, for their part, I mean, you can just see how Brady is just Brady is clutch just when he has to be. And like for a while, it looked like he was going to choke the game away. He might have pulled a Matt Ryan or Atlanta Falcons, and he was going to choke a 28-10 lead. And like his like history was doomed to repeat itself, but it didn't. And like now that you see, man, it's just I don't.
You,
I'm still at a loss just because I cannot believe that the Buccaneers that the Buccaneers were able to outplay just 2 powerhouses, 2 experienced quarterbacks back to back. But then you got to realize, yeah, they have like the most experienced player of all time. Like Tom Brady at this rate,
it
he's like the most.
it
He's like
goes
the
to
pinnacle of a
prove
football player.
it goes to prove Tom Brady really is the greatest quarterback of all time. Because I've heard some
Yeah,
people say Breeze is better than Brady. Oh, Brady eliminated Breeze. Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers is better than Brady. In their first playoff matchup ever, Brady knocks him out. You know,
yeah.
but another couple things I want to touch up on the Packers was 2 things I didn't like. Kevin King, oh my God, the first 3 Bucks touchdowns were all on him. That's the Packers DB. The first Mike Evans touchdown was on him. It was when he mistimed that jump, and then the second one Leonard Fournette ran over him at the end there, and then the third one was that end of the half Scotty Miller touchdown. Dude, I almost feel bad. Such a I feel like Kevin King almost single-handedly ruined the NFC Championship for the Packers, dude. The first 3 touchdowns were all him. Like I don't know how you can just like he totally dude, that guy alone dropped the ball for the Bucks is crazy. Especially the Scotty Miller touchdown because there was 8 seconds left on the clock with the Bucks had no timeouts and they were at like the Packers like 45-yard line. All you have to do is prevent a Hail Mary. All you have to do. And he played it terribly. And Tom Brady being Tom Brady, just nice perfect pass. Nice perfect pass.
Beautiful pass.
Nice perfect pass, great read, touchdown. That should have been without that bad play by Kevin King at the worst, or like it should have been 17-10 at the worst for the Packers, but instead
Yeah.
the actual worst case scenario happened and Bucks go up 21-10. Yeah, like that interception right at the end of the half there, and then just that conversion, like that was when I was like, oh man, the Bucks got this. I think they got it. And for a second, I was worrisome, but then also at the end there, the other thing I want to touch up on was Matt LaFleur not going for a 4th and goal. Like what?
Yeah.
Everyone does not understand because I think there was just like 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. I think when they made the field goal, and it's like, dude, it doesn't get you a lead. It didn't even put them in like they were still 5 points down. So it's not like, okay, you score a field goal and then you're still within range to score another field goal to tie. It's like, no, they still had to score a touchdown to win. It's like the only thing that would have made that make sense is had they pulled it within 3 with the field goal. But they didn't even pull it within 3 with that. And then they didn't even try to go for the onside kick afterwards. I was like, dude, what? Just that coaching situation right at the end there was just like, dude, you have Aaron Rodgers, you have Devontae Adams, you have all those offensive weapons. Go for it on 4th and goal. Like you have momentum. You've outscored the Bucks so far in the second half. Just it was the most obvious decision that just I don't know why you didn't take it.
Ultra conservative, man.
Yeah. That was the most ultra conservative. Like, wow, yeah, that was just ridiculous. My mind's blown. I'm struggling comprehending it right now, as you can see.
It just makes me angry. It makes me so angry.
I mean, I wanted the Bucks to win, but even then, when he didn't go for it, I was like, what are you doing? What on earth are you doing, Matt LaFleur? Go for it. Go for it. I was rooting for the Bucks. I was mad that he didn't go for it. I don't know what he was thinking.
It's just such a shame when you see like decisions like that it costs Aaron Rodgers a chance to go to another Super Bowl. Like Aaron Rodgers, I would love to see Aaron Rodgers in another Super Bowl.
He deserves it.
He deserves it, man. He's one of the greatest of all time. Whether you like it or not, he's one of the greatest passers of all time.
It's true.
And he's only been to 1 Super Bowl, and that's it. Like we've seen him in NFC championships, and I'm not gonna say not all of it is his fault, because the Seattle one that was just a pure choke job.
That was.
What was the
that
one
was,
after that?
one. Falcons was next.
The Seattle one, then the Falcons. I mean, that was just the Packers were a wild card team. They had no business.
Were they a wild card team that year?
Yeah, they were a wild card team. They were.
Like they beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, they were like the 4th or 3rd seed.
Because they beat the Giants and then they beat the Cowboys. Yep, and then
San Francisco last year, and they just didn't even play.
I mean, the Packers. I've told you before. I thought this season for the Packers was not a fluke. Last season though,
they showed
was
talent.
Was
Devontae
a fluke.
Adams was amazing.
yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
like I will never change my mind on that. Last season for the Packers was a fluke. They their schedule was so easy last year, it was ridiculous. And then they
And
got the
like their
blessing of
schedule.
playing. Then they got the blessing of just barely. Yeah, they got the second seed via tiebreaker, um, you know, and then they got the blessing of playing or hosting the Seahawks and Russell Wilson in Green Bay, and Russell Wilson Seahawks never beat the Packers in Green Bay. It just doesn't happen. But yeah, so yeah, it's crazy. Aaron Rodgers has now lost 4 straight NFC championships that he's appeared in. Yeah. Maybe who knows? Maybe it is best for him to go to another team. Who knows? Who knows?
See,
But
like
at the same time, you were saying earlier, like, because Aaron Rodgers later commented after the game, like, "Oh, my future and many others' futures are a mystery." I think that's kind of just a front, just to. I think he said it just to simply say it, but I think he's going to stay in Green Bay. You said it earlier. He wants to like. You think he wants to get another one with Green Bay? I think so too. Yeah.
yeah, I think everyone would still rather see Aaron Rodgers with the Packers at the end of the day. I mean, obviously him on other teams, it's a pretty cute prospect, but at the end of the day, I want to see Rodgers and the Packers go to the Super Bowl. I don't want to see Rodgers and like some ridiculous team like Detroit or or even like New York. Like I don't want to see. I don't want to see.
Not
I want
even
to see
not
him
even not
with the
even Tom
Packers. You
Brady
know what I
would
mean?
take the Lions to the
And
Super Bowl. Just just saying.
yeah, no, nobody can take the Lions to the Super Bowl. Never. But yeah, man, the Packers. We'll see next season. I think they're just gonna be. I don't know if they're gonna be better. I think they're gonna be relatively the same because I think now this team has come close 2 times now to the Super Bowl. Like they're at the doorstep of greatness, but it's just coaching. I think it's
Yeah,
just the coaching decisions, man. They have
yeah,
the
and
personnel.
and then
Maybe a better secondary will probably help them. That will probably take them
well,
into
I mean,
better
Jair
shape.
Alexander is one of the best corners in the league, and that's not
Yeah,
talked about much.
he
Um,
is one of the best, but like after that, he like it's not what like his talent doesn't really rub off of like the rest of the secondary. Kevin King got lit up today,
yeah, yeah.
and he's kind of gets lit up all season. I feel like he kind of gets picked on a lot because he's very vulnerable. They gotta figure out the defensive issues, and I think they gotta get a few more weapons for Rodgers. When you really think about it, he has Tanyan and Devontae
Well, I
Adams
mean,
and
his
like
his
3 running
weapons
backs.
work.
His weapons work, but like they're not dynamic receivers or anything besides Adams.
I
You
mean,
need like
okay, sure,
Valdez Scantling, Lazard.
they're good
There's like
receivers.
they're good receivers, but I don't know if they're like I don't know if they're ones that I don't know if they're ones that'll take your offense to the top. And I know the Packers offense was like one of the best last season,
Well,
but like
I mean, I don't know. I don't think the receivers are too much to focus on because I mean the Packers this year I think ranked either 1 or 2 in scoring offense this whole season. So I mean I wouldn't worry too much about receiver option as long as you got Devonte Adams there. You don't need a super good 2 or 3. I mean they're good, but you don't need another stellar like. Yeah, you don't need a receiving core that's as talented as the Bucks, overall. But ah, yeah, I'd say more so. I would agree with you on the defensive side. That's what the Packers need. But yeah, that's all I
I
gotta
don't
say. But yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what happened, man. I really don't know what happened. I was at a loss for words when I found out.
yeah. I
You know what
mean,
I mean?
I just
And
I just think I just think the Bucks played too good early on for the Packers to eventually come back. Like they could have came back,
yeah.
but the defense just played consistent good football. Even
Yeah, I
even
mean,
when Tom Brady fell off and started throwing bad, the defense was consistent the whole way.
and that's also another thing. At least the Bucks can show that they can finish games, which I think is obviously an extremely important quality that a team should have.
For
Kansas
sure.
City has always had it, and now Tampa Bay starting to get it. Even though Tom Brady kind of he almost put that theory to the test today. But yeah, I'm excited for the Buccaneers and what they'll do in the Super Bowl. But we still have another game to talk about.
Yeah, let's get right into it. The Bills and Chiefs. Um, oh my gosh. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Go ahead, pop it off.
Dude, the Chiefs are too good, man. Like you guys know, I was super hyped about the Bills. I mean, I still predict with Mahomes in, I still predicted the Chiefs would win, but I thought the Bills would have more of a chance than this, man. Like, four, only 14 points. I mean, yeah, I know that's only two touchdowns, but dude, the Chiefs dominated the Bills. They dominated them, man. Like, the one thing I took away from this, I mean, as if it already like hasn't been apparent throughout the season, field goals did not beat the Chiefs, man.
Yeah,
You cannot beat the Chiefs with field goals. It just you can't do it. You can't do it. And if you get stifled to field goals, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose, and not only you're gonna lose, you're gonna get dominated. Because, dude, the Chiefs' offense was like literally. This game showed that all you need is Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelsey, and that offense is lights out,
yeah.
lights out. Both of them almost got 200 yards. I did Tyreek get a touchdown? I know Travis got
No,
two.
Ty didn't get a touchdown, but he got like a
I
hundred
mean,
and
it got really
something.
close a few
Yeah,
times. Yeah, and yeah, Travis got two. I know that. And dude, they're too good, man. Like you have to be playing top notch, like, you know, no mistake football against the Chiefs if you want to beat them, man. Because yeah, if you're yeah if yeah if you're not taking advantage of the Chiefs, or if you're making mistakes against the Chiefs, the Chiefs are gonna take advantage of them, man. The and another thing I saw about the Chiefs in this game was, dude, the Chiefs defensive line, like the Bucks, also had a huge factor in this game. Josh Allen was pressured the whole time. Like there was rarely any times where Josh Allen had a clean pocket to throw out of, or even if he's scrambled out, he still had somebody close to him or somebody in his face, dude. The pressure was, oof, that was good. Yeah, the Chiefs D line pressure was great, man. And their DBs, their coverage, shutting down Stephon Diggs, man. The the, the Chiefs up like the last like 6 weeks of the regular season, and last week they kind of slumped. This was the game that was like, yeah, okay, sure, we slumped, but like, do you really think we can't kick your ass? Like, you know, this game showed that, like, just because the Chiefs had a little slump there, the Chiefs are still the freaking Kansas City Chiefs with Mahomes and Andy Reid and Kelsey and Hill, man. It's God, they're ridiculous. What? Yeah, go ahead. What do you have to say?
surprisingly, I don't have much to take away from this game because I thought the game was it made me mad again. Like today I was just mad the entire day just because of the outcomes. But I mean, I did want the Chiefs to win, even though it doesn't it didn't honestly with the Chiefs it doesn't really matter what you want because the Chiefs are gonna win no matter what. And I was just angry. It's just I was watching this game. I was filled with rage. This like
Why
this
so?
me- this mentoring rage just because like it's like I what every time I watch like a Kansas City Chiefs game, I'm at my most pessimistic. I'm like, oh, like of course they're gonna get a touchdown. Like, oh, yeah, like of course they're gonna convert that first down.
Yeah, no, I
Because
feel that.
it's
I
like,
feel that.
and it's not even like how the Broncos were in 2013 when Manning was like destroying everybody. It wasn't that because that was hate towards the team. I hate how the Chiefs are so good. They're
Yeah,
so talented that I appreciate it. Obviously, I respect it, obviously, because it makes me mad at how good they are. But I'm taken aback to how they literally make the toughest NFL teams look like a daycare. I mean,
Yeah, because up until this game, the Bills were on fire. You
yeah,
know, up until this game, they were, aside from a lucky Hail Mary, 12-0 almost. In
yeah.
their last 12 games, aside from that Hopkins Hail Mary. You know, but then the Chiefs were like, just, all right, you're done, get out of here. Just like it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and it makes me mad. Just like why couldn't Buffalo? It's like what I get like the Kansas City Chiefs. They're like as a team, they're clutch. I guess they're clutch to a point because everybody steps up at the right time. You know what I mean?
Oh, for
Like
sure.
not just one player saves. Like no, not one player really carries the team. I don't know. Mahomes is kind of he carries the offense, but as a team, they all finish for each other, and it's just like they made Josh Allen look like his 2018 self again, and that
Hmm.
was like not a good look. I mean, he kept holding on. He would never throw the ball away, which pissed me off a lot. It's just like
That's true.
just throw it away. He would hold on to it, and you would gonna get sacked for like 20 yards. It's like just throw it away. Like just throw it. Like the sideline's right there. Just heave it that way, and he would never do that. And then you saw at the end there with the little scuffle that they had, and obviously that was just frustration on the Bills' part because they knew coming into this game that they were hot shit. Like they thought this was going to be actually an actual competitive game. In the back of my mind, I kind of was expecting the Chiefs to kind of rout them, and that's exactly what happened. And it wasn't even the game. And that's the fact, like how I said earlier, that makes me mad because it's like I want a good game. Like I want a competitive game, but with the Chiefs, I don't get competitive. I just get like them blowing, like obviously the last 6 weeks without that, and like kind of last week, but like just the Chiefs in general. It's just I never really get a enjoyable game because the outcome's always the same. They're gonna win. Like they're like it doesn't like you just don't bet against them unless Mahomes is sitting, for the entire game. You don't bet against the Kansas City Chiefs, and it sucks because for me personally it hinders my football viewing experience
I hear
because
you,
like
man.
now you know what I mean, and it's just it makes me so angry. It really does.
Yeah, well,
It
I mean,
makes me so angry.
it was the same. This anger you're feeling. I mean, I feel it too a little bit. Because I mean, yeah, it is very predictable. Even when they slumped and had close games, it's like, well, they're still gonna clutch it. They're still gonna win the game. Like I remember watching the Chiefs Falcons game towards the end of the season, and that game just back and forth at the end there. It was like, oh gosh, the Falcons are only 3 points down, but it's like, come on, it's the Chiefs. They're gonna win, and
Yeah.
oh, big surprise, they won. I hear you, man. It's the same, like the same anger you're feeling is the same way like you probably felt I felt when Tom Brady was on the Patriots, winning the division for 11 straight years. It's it's like, okay, yep, all right. Patriots have the division again. Oh, okay, yep, yep, 97% chance they get a first round bye too. Yep, it. Oh, back in the AFC Championship. Yep. All right. All right. Dude, didn't they go to the AFC Championship for what 8 straight years or something?
Yeah, Jesus Christ,
Yeah, because
it was insane. I can't
it.
remember the last time they weren't in the AFC Championship. I really can't.
But before, I mean, last year was the first time since 2011 that they
2010, 'cause
2010.
2010 they got eliminated from the Jets in the
No,
divisional
no, no,
round.
no, no, no. 2012.
Yeah.
2012. It was because that AFC Championship was Ravens Broncos.
What do you mean?
When
No,
the
that was
Raven
Ravens Patriots.
was it
The
Ravens
Ravens
Patriots?
Broncos was a divisional.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, because it was whoever they beat to go to play the Giants. Do you know who? Do you
That was
remember
the
who they beat?
Ravens.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yep, I'm
It
remembering
was the
this now.
Ravens.
I'm remembering this now. Yep, because I can clearly remember now the Patriots beating the Ravens, and then the next year Ravens beating Patriots. Yep. So it was, yeah, Ravens Patriots, and then Broncos Patriots.
No, 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 wait, no, no, no. Broncos, Patriots, Patriots, Colts. and then Broncos Patriots again, and then Patriots Steelers, and then Patriots Jacksonville, then Patriots Kansas City, and then that was the last time that Tom Brady made an AFC championship. So
Didn't didn't they?
I should have been counting off, but that is like
Well,
that's
hold
the
on,
whole
because
decade basically. What's up?
yeah. I was gonna say I think the Patriots Broncos was back to back, because the Broncos went to
No,
back to back Super Bowls, didn't they?
no, they
Oh
didn't.
no, they didn't. They didn't. That's right, because it was Broncos Seahawks, and then Patriots Seahawks, and then Broncos Panthers. That's
Yeah,
right. Yep. Yep. That's ridiculous. Ah, yes, the Patriots Colts was the old deflate gate. Never forget.
yeah, I
Never
remember that.
forget that. Oh man. Yeah. So yeah. This anger you're feeling with the
And
Chiefs
Avery,
works. What's up? What's up?
all that just so Brady can make it back to the Super Bowl on the NFC.
He's still good. Oh, that's
It's like he
ridiculous.
doesn't age. This guy doesn't fucking age, and the
He
Chiefs
doesn't.
don't they don't lose. It's like
Yeah. Tom
I
Brady.
can't get either one to to stop. They're both constants in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. In everybody's lives, man. Yeah. Tom Brady is drinking from the fountain of youth, man, because age does not age is literally just a number for him.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's oh god, it's ridiculous. Yeah, age is just a number for Brady because it clearly has no effect on him. And then the Chiefs are the next dude. They are the next dynasty. They honestly
Yeah,
are.
they're
They're
by
they're
far.
they're because not only are they really good right now, because we had a couple other teams throughout the 2010s that were like, oh, this team's the next dynasty, and then it ended up failing. The
Yeah,
Seahawks were a perfect example of that.
yeah.
Um, you know, everybody thought the Eagles were going to be a dynasty for a second there. Man, man, yeah. Everybody, people thought the Eagles were going to be a dynasty for a second. You know, uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Look how that
but
turned
the
out.
thing is, the reason why I'm confident the Chiefs are going to be a dynasty is because not only like are they great now, but they're set to keep the players and the coach
Yeah.
that maintain this dynasty. It boggles my mind, man. The Chiefs, yeah, the Chiefs are the next dynasty, and the reason why I'm happy, like I didn't want the Chiefs Bills game to be a blowout, but the reason I've said it before, why I'm happy that the Super Bowl is Chiefs versus Bucks is because this is the perfect passing of the torch game. You know, Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time, setting another stupid record as he always does, making his 10th Super Bowl appearance. That's ridiculous. Actually, before I even continue on, I was looking at a stat. Tom Brady. So actually, let me just pull it up just to make sure I don't mess this up. Um, it's ridiculous though. Give me just a second. Okay, Tom Brady has made the Super Bowl in 10 out of 21 seasons. That's 47%. Steph Curry's career 3-point percentage is 43%. So Tom Brady is more likely to reach the Super Bowl than Steph Curry's to make a three. That's insane.
That is insane.
That is, oh
That is
my
insane.
dude. I remember at one point, I think it was the Browns. Oh, and it was before the Browns started winning. It was the Browns 0-16 season. I think was the last time this stat was a real thing. Um, it was
Mhm.
crazy. The Patriots at that time were more likely to go to the Super Bowl than the Browns were to get a win. I was like, oh my god, just oh my god, it's insane. Yeah, so this is the perfect Super Bowl. Tom Brady setting another stupid record, a ridiculous record, going in his 10th Super Bowl appearance in his first year as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer in the NFC, and not only that, helping the Buccaneers to become the first Super Bowl team in the Super Bowl era to play the Super Bowl in their home stadium. First time it's ever happened in Super Bowl era. So not only
That's also
like
crazy.
that, yeah, that's also crazy. Yeah, so he helps the Bucks to that, and it's like, oh my god, you know, it's and it's him, the greatest quarterback of all time, versus Mahomes, who is the next legend, the next best quarterback in the league. The
He is the best quarterback in the league.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, I mean I'm saying next potential best, potential greatest quarterback of all time, because I mean Tom Brady's smart as
Oh,
hell.
okay, I see what you mean then.
This these yeah. Tom Brady's the smartest quarterback of all time right now. But Mahomes, at the end of the day, when his career is all said and done, just because of his raw talent, is probably going to end up as the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Mahomes set 2 records today. So yeah, it's these two. All Mahomes is already a legend. Let's
Yeah.
face it, he's already a legend. These
I agree.
two, you know, the legend of old and the legend of new. Both of these players are setting records going into the game. Mahomes, his records, he now has the most playoff wins, um, the most franchise playoff wins as a Chiefs quarterback. So no Chiefs quarterback has won more playoff games than Mahomes has,
Okay.
and he's the first quarterback ever to reach 2 Super Bowls by the age of 25. In all 3 years he started, he's made the AFC Championship. That's that's insane.
I don't get. I don't. It's that's just ridiculous, man. That's just, and it crushes my poor little Chargers hopes and dreams of ever trying to make a Super Bowl. I now like the most
Because
we'll
that's
ever
your
make
division.
is making the AFC Championship. I know, and of course he couldn't get drafted to like I don't know to like Jacksonville or something. Imagine
Hey,
Mahomes
hey,
making it to the
hey,
Jaguars
he couldn't.
next dynasty.
Oh God. I mean, hey, that's Trevor Lawrence's job probably.
Yeah,
Okay,
hopefully.
not that they're going to be a dynasty, but actually lifting the Jaguars out of their pitiful, irrelevant slump.
If anyone can do it, I think it's Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence is a like he's up next, man. He's up next.
Yeah, and I think Urban Meyer can bring a culture change, but I think that's a discussion for another
Yeah.
podcast. Anyways, yeah, this is why this, as I said, these are the reasons, all these records I'm mentioning right now, these are the reasons why this is the perfect passing of the torch game. And I've mentioned it before. The last thing I'll mention is the Chiefs are the first team since the Patriots, Tom Brady's Patriots, to reach the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. And should they win this game, be the first team to win back-to-back Super Bowls since Tom Brady's Patriots in 03 and 04. And you know what's crazy
You're
about
pulling out
that?
the stats today, man. You're pulling out the
And you know
stats.
what's, hey man, when it comes to the NFL, I love stats. Stats don't lie.
Yeah.
But you can't forget context. Context either. That's important. Um, those are the 2 things I preach when analyzing football: is stats and context. But I digress. As I was saying, what's crazy about the '04 Super Bowl is Tom Brady, last quarterback, last team to win. Yeah, let's just say last quarterback because he's with the Bucks now. Last quarterback to win back-to-back Super Bowls. And in '04 against who was it? Andy Reid. It's Dude, this is the perfect passing of the torch game. It's the perfect passing of the torch game. The legend of old versus the legend of new. That's why I love this matchup so much. I'm really excited for the Super Bowl, man. I'm really excited. Yeah, but
All right. Well, if we're gonna get the passing of the torch Super Bowl this year, then I want the State Farm Super Bowl to happen next year.
oh God, no, I don't want to see the Chiefs in a third Super Bowl in a row.
I do. Listen, it's another thing. It doesn't even matter what you want. Like I said, it
Okay,
doesn't matter
okay,
what you
you know
want.
what? That's
The
fair.
Chiefs are gonna make it. So it's just basically gonna be Chiefs versus whoever comes out of the NFC, and it doesn't matter who comes out of the NFC because the Chiefs are gonna beat them. I'm sorry to all the viewers, but this is like my pessimism showing out. I don't see the Chiefs losing. I don't see the Chiefs even ever losing a Super Bowl with Mahomes. I find it incredible of the Chiefs ever losing a game. You know what I mean? It's just it's gotten to that from my psyche of the NFL that I literally think a team is incapable of losing no matter what. What a shame, man. What a shame.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Who? Ah, don't cry, Don. Don't cry. Oh God. Oh man. No, he's not crying. Everybody, just but we can all see the pity, and I mean, shoot, I feel it too. It does suck. It does suck. But, anyways, let's get to the Super Bowl.
Justin
Let's.
Herbert's so good too.
Oh no. Oh man.
All right, yeah, Super Bowl. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, our
I'm good.
prediction. Gosh. All right. The winner of Super Bowl 55. It's been a long time coming to predict this game. And who do I predict? I've already said it. I'll say it again. Because of the passing the torch scenario, it's so perfect. It's all set up. The Chiefs. The Chiefs. Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Mahomes is probably going to be the MVP too. Don?
Were you guys listening to like the past 3 minutes of what I was just saying? You guys know, man. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. They're gonna win. And listen, now here's the thing. I already know they're gonna win. At least Kansas City. Just give me a good game. Like give me a classic
So
game
I'm worried that
between
this game,
between between the king and the air.
I'm worried that this game might actually not be close because Tom Brady
Me
hasn't
too.
because Tom Brady hasn't been the best under pressure. Today, the Packers did not pressure Brady. The
Yeah,
Chiefs, though, based off of today,
they're gonna
will
pressure
pressure
Brady.
Brady.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's like, oh man, I don't know if this is gonna be close. I hope it is. I hope it is a good game. I really do. But if
I hope so. I
it's not a
really
close
hope
game,
I really hope it's a classic game.
of course I hope it's a classic. I mean, shoot, I mean, yeah. If you guys haven't been listening for like the last 5 to 10 minutes, then then yeah, go back and listen because you know why. I hope this is a classic game. But the if it's not a classic game, if it's a blowout, then that's why. It's Chiefs pass rush. Nothing else to explain to it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that happening very well. But yeah, man, we're just gonna. I mean, I will say, because I know we only have one more game, and it's Super Bowl, and so I mean, I think I can generally say this has by far been one of my favorite seasons of football, even through all the
Yeah.
pandemic, even through all like the weird kind of quarterback things that have been going on, Brady to the Bucks, all kinds of just weird backups. This was a very enjoyable
Well,
season,
maybe
and
that's one thing that made it so fun was just all the change.
yeah,
Yeah, but this has been one of the most fun seasons I've watched. You know, especially the playoffs, man. The last couple of years of the playoffs, there were so many blowout games. And it was like, dude, it's like, all right, like, what is
yeah,
this for then, man? If it's just gonna be blowout games. But no, man, the only game this playoffs that truly that felt like a blowout at all was this Chiefs Bills game. The only
yeah,
game.
yeah, for real.
And
And that's changed.
even then at the end of the day, the scoreboard is still only a 14-point difference.
Yeah,
So yeah, this playoffs has been great. It's been really fun to watch. It's been fun to see Tom Brady prove everybody that prove everybody wrong. You know, it's been fun, man, and it's been fun to see new teams. The Browns, make their
yeah,
and almost upset the Chiefs. You
hmm
know, they beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh. After all the smack talk that was said by the
that was probably
Steelers,
my favorite game of the
that was
playoffs.
that was that was probably my favorite because the
Yeah,
Browns won after all the everybody thought it's the Browns, but and then Juju Smith talking shit before the game, and
yeah,
yeah, Browns winning that game is, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad the Browns won that game, man. It's been fun.
yeah.
And as of this year, I have now seen every team in the playoffs. Before this season, I had never seen the Browns or the Bucks, and well, I got both, and now the Bucks are in the Super Bowls. You know,
Yeah.
So
For real.
now I get a new now I get a new team I've never seen in the Super Bowl too. I always enjoy that. So
Yeah, I mean, I mean, even though I would have preferred, obviously the Packers and Chiefs. It's always nice seeing a new Super Bowl matchup between teams you've never seen before.
yeah,
And yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, we know what the outcome's gonna be. Let's just hope that the outcome is followed by a great performance by two absolute legends
yeah,
in their at their position.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I agree, man. I agree. But yeah, it's been really fun, man. Watching this season. I'm excited to see what next season holds, man. Um, what's it called? We already have a couple. I mean, we're not going to end the podcast here. We actually have just a couple other quick things to talk about, but we do have some topics already lined up for post, after the Super Bowl. So we're excited to get into it, man. Um,
Yeah,
but as I mentioned, there's a couple of things we want to talk about. A couple of retirements that are big. One really big. Um, I'll
for
start
me
off with
especially.
the yeah, yeah. For me too. You'll know when we say it if you don't know already. But I'll
Yeah,
start off with the lesser of the two. Greg Olson retiring. Um, he was drafted by tight end drafted by the Bears, but most famously known as Panthers tight end. He was there during Super Bowl 50 when the Panthers had that oh my gosh, that hot fire offense, one of the best offenses I've ever seen. In 2015
yeah,
was the Cam Newton led Panthers offense, and Greg Olson was a huge part of that. Um, and then this last year finished out with the Seahawks. Um, so I mentioned it to Don real quick before that we're going to talk about it. It's not super important to you, and I mean it's not crazy important to me, but for me, the Panthers actually are. I would say they're my second favorite team. My brother, he's a huge Panthers fan, and he got me rooting for them a little bit. Obviously, when it comes to Eagles Panthers games, you know the choice. But no,
yeah,
yeah, I like Greg Olson. He's been a great player, and you know the Panthers being my second favorite team, and I really enjoyed that 2015 season with the Panthers.
yeah.
I loved it, man. That was really fun. That was one of the most fun teams I've watched so far, and it's crazy to see a member of that team going away. And Greg Olson, like he's throughout the 2010s was one of the better tight ends, and you know so it's crazy to see him retire. He's going to be I think a Fox broadcaster now. He might even be a commentator. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to look into it. Get back to you guys on that one. But yeah, crazy to see him go. Do you have anything you want to say about Greg Olson?
I
Other
mean,
than also congrats, Greg Olson, on on a great career.
yeah, I mean, Greg Olson was in the mid 2010s. He was arguably a top three tight end.
Yeah,
He was Cam Newton's go-to weapon during that miraculous MVP season. And Greg, he was yeah, like throughout his entire career, he was always one of the better tight ends. And he had a great career. He had great highlights to look back on. And he Hall of Famer.
maybe, maybe.
Maybe, who knows, we'll see. But he definitely had one of the better careers you could have for a tight end, especially in the NFL. So hats off to him, man. Hats off to him.
Yeah, but then the other huge retirement is retirement of Philip Rivers after 17 long seasons. I'm gonna start off because you as a Chargers fan, I feel like you're gonna have the better word, and I want to save the best for last. So
Yeah.
I'll start off by talking about Philip Rivers.
Right, go
So
ahead.
this was crazy for me, man. I was awake. This is actually inauguration day that it happened. I was up early that day. At 6:30, I got the notification, and I I was like, whoa. I was like, no way. I was working on homework. I was like, dude, I can't believe Philip. Like he's hinted at it, but I still wasn't expecting it to happen. And you know, this one's crazy for me, and this one means a lot to me. Because the Chargers have never been a team or like one of my favorite teams. I mean, I like them a little bit now that I've lived in San Diego. You know, I root for them a little bit, especially because of Don here. Being a Chargers fan. But this one was actually big for me because I started watching football 12 years ago, 2008 season, and Philip Rivers back then and up until this last season, was Chargers quarterback, longtime Chargers quarterback, and so just all the memories I have of watching Philip, because yeah, I've watched a lot of football over the years, and I've seen a lot of Philip Rivers, and have a bunch of memories of watching Philip Rivers, man, and it's more so just like a same thing with the rest of the big quarterbacks, of the old quarterbacks that are still here in the league. It's just like it's crazy to see change after so long, because yeah, 17 years he's in the league, and I watched 12 of those years. It's crazy to see someone that you've been watching for that long just go away. You know, he, yeah, he truly he left a great mark on the game. Definitely one of the best smack talkers in the league. So funny. You gotta love Philip Rivers smack talk. Yeah, no, he truly a special player. I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, man. He fifth most passing touchdowns all time, fifth most passing yards all time, and he did that without even making the Super Bowl, man. And I think had he maybe been drafted to another team, maybe would have. But nonetheless, had one hell of a career, man. I don't think I'd place him in top 10 quarterbacks of all time, but hey, man, there's been a lot of quarterbacks over the course of the league. Philip Rivers is one of the best of them. You know, yeah, and it's crazy to see someone that I watched as I was 8, 9 years old when I first started watching football. I'm 21 now, and yeah, it's crazy to see him finally go, man. Finally go. Yeah, one hell of a career to Philip Rivers. Congrats. You know, it's been fun. It's been fun, and I'm glad he got to make the postseason in his last year. Congrats to Philip Rivers. Don, I'll let you take this one away.
Thank you, man. Obviously, you guys know. Obviously, the a humongous Chargers fan, and Philip Rivers is without a doubt my favorite player of all time. And man, I've lived in San Diego practically my whole life, and he was just the guy, man. And the amount of unbelievable moments I got to spend with my family just watching him, and all like the crazy passes that he does with his little sidearm.
It's
It's
weird.
iconic, you know what I
He
mean?
yeah, he has a funny throwing motion. That's definitely
Yeah,
iconic. Yeah.
yeah, man. And I mean, I think I speak for most San Diegans when I say that Philip Rivers is like the most loved like sports athlete in San Diego of all time. Maybe next to like Tony Gwynn, but Philip Rivers is probably he's by far the most beloved man, and I'm gonna miss him. I'm being honest, guys. I shed tears the day after he retired just because it hit me like it hit me like a bullet, just like a bullet in my chest, and like I got choked up because like Avery said before, all I've known him as my whole life is the quarterback for the Chargers, whether that's in San Diego or LA. He was always the Chargers quarterback, and I'm gonna miss him tremendously. This is like a huge hit to just my inner child and my inner football fan. Like it sucks, but obviously he has more than a family. He has a whole daycare to run, and but I'm gonna miss him, man. And even though, yeah, at times he made me angry because he threw a terrible interception to lose us the game on multiple occasions, he was also he was also just a gunslinger, a football player, in every sense of the word. The Like you said, one of the best smack talkers of all time. And
Don, can I
I
interrupt
I
super
I do
quick?
I go
Yeah,
ahead.
you were mentioning interceptions. The first Philip Rivers memory I can recall right now
Yeah.
is the 2008 playoffs, Chargers Steelers. Is that crazy interception that Troy Polamalu got right off the ground from
Oh
Philip
yeah,
Rivers?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. the whole time I was, giving my spiel, I was thinking about that. And yeah, when you mentioned it, I was like,
There
that's
was
the
that
one.
interception, and then there was that interception, and then there was also like like 150 more that also broke my heart. But but man, what can I say? Just a tremendous impact to me. My favorite time without a doubt, and it's really sad to see him go. And like you said, I'm so very happy that he went out in the playoffs. Like he was able to take a team to the playoffs. Obviously, it wasn't with us. With the Chargers, but just I was rooting for the Colts all the way, if I'm being honest. Just because Rivers is my guy, and I'm gonna miss him. What can I say? I cried. I cried about it. If that doesn't tell you, how passionate I am about that guy, then I don't know what to say, man. Hats off to him. Like, he's a Hall of Famer without a doubt. I don't want to hear any of this bullshit. He's in the Hall of Very Good. Skip Bayless, I heard him. He's in the Hall of. There's no such thing. You're either a Hall of Famer or you're not. Philip Rivers is a bona fide Hall of Famer without a doubt. No super. He gave me. He gave me. Listen. He gave me more joy than one Super Bowl could have ever given me. Okay, and always think because he's just he's one of my idols that I look up, and he's just an awesome player. And I think San Diego very this is we're all moved by this, and I wish him nothing but the best. I really do. I wish him whether he spends it as a coach or a commentator or even just chilling out like in retirement, whatever he wants to do, I wish him nothing but pure joy and filled with riches, man. I love him, and hats off to Philip Rivers, man.
Yeah, the league won't feel the same without him gone.
It really won't,
The
man.
so I refer to the big five as going this year, and that's the oldest five quarterbacks left: Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Roethlisberger, and Rivers. And these are all quarterbacks that were there when I first started watching the game. And Brees is unofficially, but unofficially retired. He just hasn't announced it yet. And
Mm-hmm.
so him likely being gone, but now Philip Rivers officially being gone, the league doesn't feel the same, man. It's gonna be crazy when all five of them are gone. But
Yeah,
yeah, because it does feel like part of my childhood is gone. You know,
yeah,
it's it's been great, man. It's been great. One of the best quarterbacks to ever play that didn't reach a Super Bowl.
yeah. In my
Maybe,
opinion, in
arguably,
my opinion,
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, like you were gonna allude to it. He's the in my opinion, he's the best quarterback to never reach a Super Bowl. And listen, Dan Marino's up, but I love Philip Rivers, man. He Philip Rivers was, even though he never won, he was clutch when he had to be clutch at times. And I think he's the best. I think he's the best to never win one, man.
Yeah, yeah. Hats off to Philip Rivers. And with that concludes our fourth episode of the Thunderbird podcast. We'll see you next week. Next week we'll be talking about Pro Bowl. Uh, we're going to be talking about players that made it to the Pro Bowl that shouldn't have, and Pro Bowl snubs, players that should have made it to the Pro Bowl. And then our other topic is going to be our predictions for season awards, and then maybe we'll give one last touch on the Super Bowl just because it's the next big thing, man. Super
Yeah,
Bowl 55 coming up 2 weeks, February 7th. Chiefs Bucks. I'm excited. I'm excited. But
yeah.
anyways,
I'm
that
excited.
concludes the this episode of the podcast. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you guys. Peace.